I would like to thank everybody who showed out, everybody who's here for the panel, for our inaugural Soulful live podcast, speaking about the creative industry, how to navigate the space that we've all decided to be in, well, some of us, I guess. And just a shout out to the rest of the night, it's going to be really cool. We're going to have some cool performances. But first things first, I'm going to let my panelists introduce themselves, and we'll go around in order of who's next to me. First, I'm going to say, I'm Sagi, Oxy Wes, musician, composer, producer extraordinaire, content creator. I'm going to show off so that they also feel encouraged to show off. Cheers.
Good evening, guys. I'm Jim Glasses, obviously. I'm an artist, musician, producer, all this actually, and also a curator of Personal Playlist, which is a playlist highlighting artists on data and thousands of these monthly listeners. And we're actually doing our work in helping others sing.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us. My name is Peggy. I'm a fashion designer. I'm a musician. I'm basically all-round creative. But my main focus right now is my brand, clothing brand, which is named after me, Peggy Jacobs. So we create your everyday essentials for women and men, ranging from sweatpants, your bags, your hats, and your sets. And yeah.
Cool. Hello everyone. My name is Khanya. It's basically called KG. So I'm a videographer, an editor, a colorist, and an editor. Been doing this for I think now 30 years, 40 years. Yeah, kind of basically a journey and thank you for the
Yes, so without here, flexing on myself. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ntsika. Most people would not be calling Silva. I'm a music producer and a software engineer. We said we moved to Cape Town. I've been a music producer since, I think, 2010. And yeah, thank you. Can't wait to discuss here. We'll discuss here.
Starting from you, actually. Do you have a question that you'd like to start off, actually? So anybody can come TikTok this way.
I do not have a question yet. I am waiting for a question, but maybe let me ask a question. It seems like we have multiple professions and talents that we have, and how do we choose which one is priority? I don't think.
You can start.
Okay. For example, I chose music as my priority and to become a music producer because I also studied soul and all that. And then, however, I've been getting a lot of money from working in IT and actual music. Yeah. So that's how I decided that okay, cool. When I relocate to Cape Town, I'm going to focus on being a software engineer, and then the priority from music will be the second one. However, what I've realized is that being a software engineer also means that I'm combining art and science because I need to create apps that look attractive. But they also have to work in a very, very good way, technically. Just like how in music, you can make a beautiful song, but if sonically it's not beautiful, it means you have you're allowed to stay. If you have a shitty engineer, a beautiful song, a beautiful vocal might be shit in that. But I do understand sometimes it depends on the audience also. Because, for example, a piano popped off while the sonics were not the best, but the bass line of the day. So, yeah. So, next.
So, if you ask about priority, so I started actually making music. That's why I'm on this whole thing. So, I started making music in 2005, long time ago. And I left the music industry for cash. You know, there's no cash. So, I remember the only thing I'm proud of I've done in music was to sit on my song for it and like, so that was a big paycheck, but never came. So I think for me, like within the space of creativity, you know, I've worked with different clients. I've talked from Working Daisies to Silvano Foundation to Red Bull to whatever. So I've done all these gigs. But then now I'm maybe a manager for Consular One, which is great. So I'm very called about it. And priority now, if you in the creative space, when you say what is a priority, I think priority for me it's something that can give me a steady income. You know, I feel like you know, I'm 3 kids, and so I have to, you know, I have to understand whatever creativity or whatever vision I've got. I need to make sure that monthly, you know, those kids can be fed, you know, and needs to pay and all that stuff. So I think when we talk about priority, we need to understand, you know, who is actually, like, what you feel, you feed your ego or you feed your family. You know, I feel like for me now, I'm feeding my family, and I'm doing the side gigs, like I'm doing now a team series for FLAVOUR. And I'm doing that, it's a good series, you know, that's my ego there. But you know, 9 to 5 is still a priority. That's the one I wake up in the morning and leave it every month. So it's one of those things. So priority, I think, like as I said, it is based on, you know, not your ego, but again, you wasn't expecting of things like so I think that's what I meant, so that's priority.
Can you ask a question?
Yeah, I'm just going through the panel then.
So we answered your question, right? Priority, I think it's something that I'm in the midst of figuring out also because, you know, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a fashion designer, I'm also a musician, a stylist, a manufacturer. I wear all of these hats within my brands. So yes, I'm trying to figure that out, but I like what you said, that you need to prioritize what brings in the bag. So yeah, I'm on that tip also. I'm like, prioritize what is bringing in the bag, but not forsake other things also, like the passions. They might be an ego, but they also like your passions and they make part of who you are. So it depends on each and every individual what their priorities are at the time and what they want to do first.
So I would say your priorities is going to be, you know, and what you say. Because I'm deep into the quality geeks and they don't, you know, like, I don't have the geeks. So I kind of don't have as much pressure to always have a sort of income. I can dedicate time and resources to my passion, which is music, depending on how things are. And I think over time that can change, and don't be flexible. Those, I mean, doing those stuff, it's not that easy to just drop a job, pursue your passion for a couple months, get another job. But I think the priority, like it's always be just, like living as human beings, to be able to survive, that's what we are, working artists and creators, we just human beings, need shelter, food, all those things. So I think it's depending on each person, and then also kind of lifestyle you want to live, and what you are willing to not have, will determine how much you're able to put into your passion, or the thing that isn't immediately tangible, So I would say, each of depends on your situation, but we all know like the main driver of who's to be who's alive and even things alone.
Thank you so much for that. Actually, that's a great question to start off. Speaking about priorities and what we kind of prioritize in our life. Me personally, like Jimmy said, I don't have 3 kids, luckily, but I think the kids is that empty feeling in my stomach, and also that empty feeling in my heart when it comes to wanting to be fulfilled by what you do. I think everyone here in the panel really does what they do because they also get fulfilled by it. I think it's something innate in people, this creative spirit that they have where they want to push an agenda. Doesn't, the word agenda gets a bad rap, but agenda can be positive as well. It can be speaking to maybe some of the wider things that we have going on in society and stuff like that. We had a question actually. Chef, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, definitely.
Just hold the mic to me.
So my question was for KG, because he said he has like a permanent job, where like you work like a big corporate job, and you also do a side job. So is it like the job that you're working, the 9 to 5, is like something to do creative also, or is just like a corporate gig whereby you just do it to get money? So basically, what I'm trying to say is like I can work in a call center and still be a chef. It's in the same situation as you.
I really like that. I'm going to let this go actually around because it might be interesting to hear what people actually do for money aside from the passion. I know we touched a bit on what drives us, motivation-wise. I'm just going to answer that as well. Me personally, I have a few hats that I wear. I am also a radio technician, so I'm a broadcast technician. I work in radio part-time as well. I also teach. I teach audio visual stuff, so I also get to kind of interact with younger people, get inspired by them, and then also give them the tools to kind of get out there and also be creative as well. So I just wanted to add that, and we'll go around the circle and get to the main answer.
Okay, so me, the way how I make most of my money go by 95 is I'm a qualified pharmacist assistant. So that's how money comes in. I'm not planning to put you
I recently quit my 9 to 5. It was a decision that, I thought I had it calculated at the time. I thought I had everything planned, I knew what I was going to do after the 9 to 5. Yes, I did that, but the money was missing. So, So now I wear different hats. I grab anything that I am able to do if it brings in something. It's also not only about the money, but like, upskilling and equipping yourself. So grab as much jobs as you can, if I may say. If you have the time.
Cool. So from my side, so when I got approached by NFA, because what we're doing at the time, so for now basically it's like an NGO that is kind of NFA. So the idea is I'm trying to more, fix the education out of this. So that's that. So I got approached by NFA 2017. This thing started. So at that time I said quit my other job. So I was looking for my productions. I was working there for like 5 years, something like that. So in that transition, I started working on productions. We got in a lot of other jobs, but working on 10 freelance gigs, that's too hard. You never make the money, It is at that time I got time. So the freelance is my corporate gig. I'm doing editing, I'm shooting, I try to go over South Africa, making sure that I create content. Where if someone says, okay, cool, teach us this in the book, what is GTR, it's not just, you can just read the text, but also there's a QR code, you can scan the teams to do videos. So we also build an app on WhatsApp, we look at our website, so every single source in our world. So it is a bit creative, but it can be boring. So it can be boring because you keep doing the same thing over and over again. So my passion will always be what I do after hours, which is editing, shooting, and doing music videos, and doing festivals and all that stuff. So I think this goes back or ties back to the priority situation, where for me, I have to make money. It's not a matter of, just a passion. I have to juggle this both. Because I have to keep myself sane. At least I can still be creative and yet achieve the shape of 95. You're not happy. I don't think one is about having 95. There's a lot of, politics and all that stuff. And that's why, I think that's thank you so much. So it's one of those things where I feel like, it's we are in a space where for me, I have to juggle them both because once I have one. And my story also, but also divorcee, I got divorced 2 years back. Yeah. So, there's a lot of things that need money, there's kids, so I have to juggle them both, as you're asking questions, I have to juggle them both, but they're all creative, but different levels of creativity. One is more control, one is more I can be useful.
Yeah, one question, because I've been in a point in my life where I was actually working for call center, but I didn't like the job. But like I had, that's what I was saying towards the end. I was like, yeah, I came here for music, but somehow I was getting away from IT and all that, and I was working in the call center environment. However, I had to make a certain switch at some point because right now I'm at a point whereby in both jobs that I do, because I also got sound engineering, music production as a job, and all that, because and software engineering, because luckily for me, I managed to find. I always like to say that art and science are supposed to be together. Because we make music, we make our art using technology. We've always done that. So I found myself now in a position where, as a software engineer, you still have to design how an app would look or how a website would look and fit. Then I still have to code that. And with music, I still have to think about, oh, cool, I have to take these chords and this and this. But I need to cut out these frequencies over the sync that I'm playing, this vocal that's too much and that. So now I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to find my best people to. And luckily for me, I'm getting money from the software engineering side, I'm getting most money from that. And like I've always been doing, investing the money in the music side. And yeah, and I do like that question. And yeah, some of us, I think, I don't know, but being in the call center environment, and say, I would feel sometimes the frustration that comes.
That actually gave me two really interesting questions that I think would be something interesting to go deep into. So, the first one would be, if you were given the opportunity to plug your brain right now into the 18-year-old version of you, like let's say you just came out of high school, you were ready to take on the world, but you have all the knowledge that you have now, what would you execute on first? We have a good range of age groups here, or let's say ages here, and I think at each stage you get given a clue by something that happens to you, where you're like, oh, if I was in a different, and I know some people will answer like, oh no, everything I did, got me to where I am today, but I mean, given the magic opportunity to start from over, I think it'll be interesting to explore what that would look like, and to add on to that, how do you think taste gets created? A very interesting thing came up, especially with that side of the panel, where they speak about having to interface with the public, especially when it comes to programming and let's say UI, UX, you have to kind of input a bit of your taste and a bit of your discernment on how you present things. I would just be like curious to hear from the panel, how does taste come into this? So I'm just going to go over the two questions. It's if you were given the opportunity to start again at age 18 to start again, and where does taste come into all of this? I'm just going to briefly give my answer because I'm very interested in the panel's answers, but for me, if I started from 18, I think I would go harder. I think I would, given the opportunity to start again, I think I would try and cram more hustle into those initial years and kind of just, instead of releasing, one album a year, I release like 10 and not care about the audience members per se, but just have that piece of work out there to kind of grow with time as time moves on. And I think for me personally, taste comes from, it comes from your influences, it comes from your parents, it comes from your environment, but there's also this thing, I think, that comes within yourself where there's like this unique DNA pattern that is unique to you and you need to kind of wipe away some of the external environment and kind of hone in on what speaks to you when it comes to moving forward with your ideas.
So, think back to 18.
Hard question, eh? Get those fragments of memories.
Well, for me personally, I would say, think of this. Not one specific thing. I think that's just me personally. I've always been very like risk averse, and the way that I know. I mean, it's that I know the end. Like, there's this cheesy quote that I'm kind of a better place, but I do like the idea that says, like, while you're waiting to get ready or waiting to be good enough, someone isn't ready to get what you want to do. So,
they don't have any plan of improvement.
Exactly, but they just look at it
and then they just don't even.
So that's how I would tell anything else. Just don't do it, fail early, very quickly. Because the older you get, more responsibility you have, at least. The more you have to move, or, yourself down. Even like, as an artist, like a, kind of like more, like essence of that. Like, it's not being, as it's not kind of being, everyone's saying, oh, what can you do already? And it's like, artists, and it's kind of like, you get better, afterwards, what I mean? Like I'm going to deliver right now, I don't know what else, but I'm saying, we experience these things because of where you are in life, people have to get to that. So I would tell myself, get all this shit up early so that, you're older, you kind of have no experience. And you would still be, trying to avoid it, And then secondly, on the tasting, I think tasting is, very good, I don't used to. So, you in a certain circle of kind of people, a certain genre, maybe that be what you like, what you have to go to, with your music, food, or movies, or anything. So I think that also affects the way you do things and the way you move forward in life. Because if you're used to seeing a certain thing work, you want to keep doing that. And that might not be the most efficient way to do that thing, or the healthiest way to do that thing. But because it's kind of like accepted in your environment, that just you keep on doing it without knowing or questioning whether you should do it. So that's not.
Okay. So, back to 18. Think back to 18. There isn't much I would change, or I don't think there is a way that I would have done things. But what I would absolutely done is put in more energy believe more in myself, believe a lot in myself, because as much as everyone is dope out there and we're all unique, but there's something that is in you, and that is what sets you apart, and using that, you can make it in the world, or, open doors, or set your foot in open doors in the world. So I would put in more energy, believe more in myself, and there's nothing more than that really. I think I love my journey, how it started, and where I am, and how it's going currently. I wouldn't change anything. And for me, taste is, I'm going to put it in a fashion sense. So taste for me is what sets you apart, right? Your style, your attention to detail, your use of color, patterns, and whatever. So for me, it's consistency and, pushing it boldly, being fearless about it. So consistency and being fearless. That's what it is.
I think I'll start with taste one and then we can take it. I think taste for me is brutal. It's like I've been brutal to myself. I feel like taste for me is being, it's my inner anger that gives me. I think a lot of creativity is really harnessed by anger, harnessed by loneliness, harnessed by bondage. That's where creativity comes from. I know people will say I would never do stuff. They creativity is like game creativity. The 18-year-old me, I was there that kind of and it's a sad one, but I get one was shit. And I'm saying that because I would say that I've been baptized by fire. Stuff I've done, I had to do it. It was one option. And one of the key things for me, at 18 I was saved out. So I've seen it all. I've seen it all, I've experienced it all, I've gone through it all. And I think that vision I had that I want to leave this place, so I had to make something of myself. That decision I made, and that decision I was harnessed based on anger and all that stuff, is what literally managed to build Khanya for like 14, 15 years. I was telling Ntsika the other day that one of the clients that I put in my CV, that I've done a job for was Ntsika. So what we did there, it's a project called Laughter. So now this makes this software design by which is and the reason why I'm saying is that I don't want to put that as a, I don't know what's the right word, but definition my success. I feel like I'm still hustling, I'm still pushing, and it goes with a lot of stress. I was, when we always talk, I always tell you, I'm not in my best state, I'm not in my best space, I'm broken, and I think the broken me is the fearless one. It's not comfortable, there's no comfort, I'm not comfortable, and when I do things now, I notice everything I do to a level of, it's toxic. You can actually, I'm not sure if guys get those feelings where you wake up every morning and you get yourself like, what the hell, and creativity is passion. So that's why I do everything with passion. If it's a negative shit, it's a passion. It's passion. I'm not for a party, but also, I'm a leader. I'm a father. I am, like a lot of things. So it's not really you need to tell that the world of and people that we always thinking that someone needs to give you something. Because I feel like we go through a point in our lives where we feel like, but I deserve it, I deserve happiness, I deserve this, I deserve that. It's just an event, So yeah, man. Again, as I'm concluding, I'm pushed by anger, I'm pushed by emotions, I'm pushed by, yeah. Oh, I was going to say psychologist. I don't know if you guys watched a series called Genius. It's about a couple of artists, specifically the Picasso one. So like, what you're going through is so similar to that. His art was mainly pushed by his losses to time. Like, you guys should go check that out. I can't tell you the size that check. But I would tell my 18-year-old self first is that don't listen to your parents. Give it the whole brain over you. Right, so I was raised in a family where my mom would tell me that look, the only way you can eat is if you get a BSc degree. There's no way you don't need to do a BA, Bachelor of Arts at all. And I had to rebel against them when I wanted to do music with Song Candy. And then they're like, you're supposed to do IT, but look, I managed to find a way and provide both those things. And I was still, lucky for me, I was passionate about those things, but even when I was still children as a kid, and the question that you just asked was me also like my friend earlier on when we were at my house that remember I used to draw cards when we were in high school, during our few periods. But what I would tell my 18-year-old self is that, look, man, don't listen to what they told you at home. Art and science are supposed to be married, like I said earlier on. For example, if you have a beautiful car, but it drives like shit, like, it can't take you from point A to B, right? For example, look at a Bugatti, for example. It looks beautiful, yes, but it's also powerful. And when you look at the team, it's a team of scientists and artists. And I feel like the world has always made a point to separate art and science. And I think me being able to say that I'm a music producer and a software engineer
and I also call myself a producing engineer, is that able to combine art and science. And remember, all of this is collaboration. Don't be afraid to work with people and all that. So I think that's why I would tell my 18-year-old self, and then in terms of taste, man, taste on I think this environment. Grew up in an era whereby we would listen to like R&B, there's house music was quite good, you know. There's like I still we ended up being house DJs at some point, you know. However, for me, whatever combines that again, don't match that art and science. If a song that is, for example, beautiful lyrics, and it sounds very, very good, and speakers, like that's tasty. Because, for example, now I listen to piano, I listen to Afro-Tech, I listen to, I listen to a lot of stuff. And I want to say taste is subjective, but I feel like taste has moved emotionally. And I still think emotion is, I think that if, as an artist, if you want to evoke emotion from someone, you can combine art and science. For example, I don't know if you guys listen to Tyler's album. If you listen to that, lyrically she's very good. She's also very good singer. She recorded that in studios that have gear that's like engineers, they do engineer the album to was it Whiskey or whatever. So I think that's why these songs are popping off like that. You know. So I think when you guys will taste that song, combine all these I'm happy with art and science.
Those are really nice answers. I love the variety of answers too. I think that actually speaks to the different experiences that we've all experienced in our lives. I want to see if anybody has a question in the audience. Anybody? Okay, so I guess this one has also been sitting on my mind. We spoke a bit about what we do for the bag, but I think what would be a really interesting question is, where do you think the bag is? Where do you actually think, whatever you would like to do in your life, where do you think is the actually paying the most for you to do that? Or maybe it's something else that you wanted, or maybe you think, okay, maybe I should start this, like, electric cars. It just came to mind because I did a short film last year, and one of the lines in the short film, it was about this one artist who was trying to sell Table Mountain to this guy who, So, one of the lines was, the investor asked him, why is there no electric cars here? You must invest in electric cars. And he said, no, I invest in BMW, like man walking.
So just like never getting the bag, which one that you get.
What do you think it is? We're all looking for the bag. What do you think it is?
I mean, how much you even activities like
the real answer.
Honestly, where the bag is?
Yeah.
That's not question. Because I mean, you don't get these articles like, this is so I mean, I don't know buttons off. I'm sure Google, but I mean, I don't think when you was I'm not one that's can't do a week and I get leave it, you know. So I got nothing about my stage shows on. That's what my life looks like, and this is the house that's being full and being on that same like bonus. So when you have to get those ones, which you kind of go back, get some feedback.
For me, the bag is in everyone's pocket. As in everyone's bank account. It's like the bag is literally in front of me right now. And by that, I mean that I make a product, right? And I feel like there is a need, there is like a demand for that product. And then people should always be able to get that product, pay for that product. So for me, the bag is literally everywhere. The bigger bags are obviously with, I don't know what to call them, but the bigger institutions that have like funds that can, develop young creatives and help change lives. But yeah, the bag is literally next to me.
I think I might talk more into my field. So one of the most competitive part of film and everything is getting is being good editor. It took us past the 6 months for that. People they put together music videos because of pretty pictures and editing is taking story. It's layers and layers and layers and layers. And I feel like a lot of people that really like editing should start doing something like more editing. Another part of my industry which has not there is color. So if you're a good color maker, you're a child eater. I think a lot of people like to hard canvas. There's a lot of bunch of push out there. That's the way just there's something in there. So what I'll say, if you are in the film industry, the bag is editing, but then is editing, then the bag is editing. That's where I've seen the gigs like on Fiverr. Things like in a they'll ask you, and then you charge me. This is $2,000, 30 seconds. You do within a day before charge. But now imagine how much you have to do as a video that $20,000. You have to, So I'll say, if you might feel, try to get good editor and try to get good cuts. Once you get those, I'm telling you, yeah, so I'm telling you, it depends. Like anything I cut. I don't just put shots together. There's a story, there's a narrative to feel. I always, when I do my work, I said there is a must say and there must see. So both of those, they need to make you emotional. Let's switch off the sound and watch the videos. are they beautiful? Switch off the visuals, listen to the sound. Is it beautiful? You know, that's the power of cutting. And also, I always say, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with this, we don't want to see the cut. Let's not see the cut. Let's not see the cut and make me put me in a point where I can believe you as an editor. You know. So, and again, it's not this one. Again, I think it goes back to how aggressive I am with myself and everything. So there's and when I say this thing, if I sound like I'm angry, you know, I'm not just, it's not just anger, it's passion. There's you know, like literally I will edit it. And this used to also happen when I used to do music. Where usually I would play a song, I'll stand and I would wish myself like something out to like, you know, like I'm feeling, you know, this and I need to make me feel a certain way. So I'm saying editors they do that, and that's what the kind of is now in terms of creative world is the editors will do that. So I think videographers are doing a good job at this a lot. So cool. That's awesome. So I'm gonna take a view of all of the characters I think. With the baggage, like you said, it's everywhere, right? And it's a matter of providing. I'm not sure if you said supplying to others. However, it's a matter of also, it might not relate that much to art, but it probably would. Because I think if you're an artist, you can create a problem like this. It's about problem solving, and you can start problem solving by looking at the people around you and see what solutions you can provide through what you do. And one of the questions that I always ask myself in terms of, I don't want to just bring apps just for fun. Sometimes, like, what do I think, or what are the pain points, for example, what are the pain points of upcoming music artists? For example, the only thing we forget to get their songs out is SoundCloud, right? And for example, we don't get the data on who's listening to their songs, or like who get themselves to again when they talk on that song. Just being thinking about this is so I feel like also what we have to look at is we need to have the capital slide and all this. I guess it's not art and science, only it's also business. Can you find a problem? Can you create the problems and show them that it's solved? Can you look at someone, for example, and say, hey, what you're doing is what they want to do, so give us a picture. Can you look at someone and be like, you know what they did that, you know, like, here's how I can do it. So I feel like it's always problem solving, but also knowing what kind of problems to find and create. Which in some sense, I think that's what the thing is. And that's why, like, for example, I think the biggest problem in our country, when you see people is Nespas phones, like taking sun, you know, 24, and all that. And I mean, look, unfortunately, it's not our people. So, yeah, so that's why I'm saying, look at it from the point of view. The other thing about, again, big questions in ways back. So, one of my friends, his name was weird. So, one thing he always told me was that, you know, like, the bag will find the bag. You know, so, and I remember this thing, he said to me, I'm not going to get clients taking that. Move out of that. Get some good happen. Because people will pay you for what you do. You know, if you want a check, don't pay me a check. You know, that's the, you know, in our world, of course, there's a client who wants the cash. They want to come and see. You know, so where are you going to take it? They're going to take it to the high. What want to do? You know, so I said this thing, we need to, because you're together, you're your own brand. So when you sell yourself, make sure, apart from the acts that you're selling, but you also sell, you know, the way that you pay. You know, people, they look at you, they charge like that. Is the way of the stuff. You know, because now you get to a point where you say, I'm feeling down, then I charge the client 100,000 for you. And they'll ask you, you know, like, it doesn't make sense. You know, it doesn't, why am I paying 100,000 rent? And yet, I can see your life. Well, they ask you for so that you get rich by yeah, so I think in terms of what I said, that also happens. So the best for you when you look at your way of life. So, sorry, also in that, so I'm guessing we do have to have priorities in our art that we do also have to remember business. We want the bank for real, because you're right, because I mean, you can even be selling like whatever artwork, that's worth a lot, but if your clients are afraid to come to a certain area, they won't. So that's why you have to go and create a concept and move to another place. You know, and unfortunately that's how they do us. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think I'm going to tell you this. For example, the hoods that we stay in or grew up in, everything started by people who wanted to bad. Why do you think there's malls now and there's other shops and all like our people? Now we find that in the hood, it's even more than whatever. So I think it's sad. Just to end with what I'm saying.
Guys, I could speak a whole nother 2-3 hours. And even though Chef had something to add as well, but I'm going to cut it here because we also have a different bag that we have to fulfill, and that's to also entertain the crowd that has been building. I really appreciate everybody here, Jimmy, Peggy, Khanya, Ntsika. Yo, this was like a really, man, we're going to speak after this, we're going to set up the follow-up. But thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate everybody for showing out for watching out here. This is some really interesting stuff. And I even have already an idea of where this media can go. Just quickly speaking to the next question, I feel like we as people of color, when we think about media, this is my answer. Media is where the bag is. Media is what feeds and influences the rest of the world. But thank you so much, guys. I'm going to give you my applause. Thank you so much.
much. We're gonna say cut to all the cameras, and entertainment is about to start in 2 seconds. Thank you so much.